If you are a Canadian with a mortgage coming up to renewal, you will be paying a higher price. We're going to be talking about mortgage renewals and the impact on the Canadian real estate market today in this video. My name is Brett Perot. I'm a realtor in the GTA. Welcome back to the channel. This channel focuses on GTA real estate news, market updates, and educational videos so you can stay informed when it comes to buying or selling real estate. If you find any part of this channel valuable, what I'd like you to do is consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. If you'd like to talk to me personally, you can always use the first link in the description to book a discovery call and we can chat about the market or your prospective buy or sell. All right, so in Canada, we have two specific types of mortgages that people commonly get. And those two types of mortgages are variable and fixed. So if you've had a variable rate mortgage, some of them are adjustable payment and some of them are a static payment where you're going to be paying the same payment throughout the life of the mortgage. With those specific static payment variable rate mortgages, we've had people hitting what's called a trigger rate, and they have to pony up extra funds to make sure they're taking care of the principal, not just the interest, because with the rising interest rates, all of their payment has been going to pay interest and not any principal on the mortgage. So what that does is actually push up the amortization length of the mortgage. And there's a significant portion of banks that have mortgages that are over 25, 35 years in their amortization length because of these static payment variable rate mortgages. Other people have adjustable rates, like myself, I have an adjustable rate. So I've been feeling the pain incrementally as we go along, and my payment has been rising, just like some other people, their payment has been rising with every subsequent rate increase. Traditionally, you have been better off in a variable rate mortgage. You end up paying less interest over the life of the mortgage, but I think maybe some millennials didn't lock in because we hadn't ever really experienced a high interest rate environment in the times in our lives that we've owned homes. So that's kind of where I fell into, and now I'm just sticking it out with the adjustable rate mortgage. And I'm of the belief that interest rates will eventually come down. Maybe they don't come down to that basically 0% that we were seeing before. But if you are in adjustable rate mortgage or a fixed rate, put in the comments below of why you either decided to lock in or why you decided to stick it out with your variable rate mortgage. All right, so my fixed rate people, this is a whole different beast entirely. So when the Bank of Canada comes out and they say we're raising the cost of capital, our overnight rate to such and such percent, it doesn't necessarily affect the fixed rates directly. But what the fixed rates tend to follow is the 5-year Canadian bond yield. And we've recently had a push up to almost 4.5%, which translates to almost 7-8% mortgages when you're coming to a renewal on your fixed rate mortgage for your home. You know what? Believe it or not, there are people out there who aren't obsessed with interest rates and what's going on in real estate and what's going on in the banking sector and how the economy is doing. There's actual real people out there living their lives and paying their mortgages, and they may not know what they're coming up against if their renewal is next year or the year after that. We don't know where interest rates are going to be at that point, but with a good probability, we can say that they're likely going to be higher than what they were paying when they got the mortgage 5 or 3 years ago, depending on what term you chose. So if we face a bunch of renewals coming up over the next few years from now until say 2027, what we could see is a big effect in the real estate market if people are having to renew at these higher interest rate prices. And if they're unable to afford these mortgage payments, then we might see an influx of houses coming onto the market. We've already seen a lot more inventory come onto the market, but potentially if people are really stretched and they're having to pay for stuff like carbon tax, increased inflation on basically everything, it could be difficult for Canadians to afford their mortgages, especially if they've taken out equity or taken out HELOCs on their properties, and it could be a pretty bleak outlook for the Canadian real estate market. Unless you're a buyer and you've been waiting for this long, and you're probably going to be able to get a nice place. But if you're one of those people, like what I like to call a never buyer, who's always waiting for the next shoe to drop, always waiting for the crash to come, you're probably just not going to buy anyway. So, don't be that guy. So if you are one of those people who is unsure about what's been going on and you have a renewal coming up and you don't quite know what's going to happen, I encourage you to book a discovery call with me and we can point you in the right direction to get your renewal sorted out so you know what's coming, at least in the future, even if your renewal is a little bit further away. And you can make plans now in order to say, if you're worried, tightening up and budgeting is always a good thing to do. And so you can go into that situation confidently, even if the rates are still elevated. You can do that in the first link in the description always. And that's it for this video. I'm done with this doom and gloom stuff, but it's important things that people need to know if you're coming up to a renewal. Hope everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving and we will see you on the next video.